Hey guys, welcome back to Clash with Corey. If you liked the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Also, if you get a chance, check out the description of my videos. I got a lot of good info in there for you. I got links to my Discord server if you want to hang out with me. We got links to WHF's recruiting Discord server. If you're interested in joining the WHF family, go ahead and check that out. We also got a link over to our live streamer. If you want to see WHF War streamed live, go check out Carbon Fitch's channel, and I have that link in the description as well. For today's video, I got a special guest on the show. We got the leader of WHF, Golly. How you doing, Golly?
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me on again.
Awesome, man. I really appreciate it. Golly's going to help me comment on the Sui Lalo video that we're doing today because two of the attacks in this are his six-pack, and that's actually the attacks that we're going to start on. So with that, we're going to go ahead and coordinate our play times, and I'm going to turn it over to him to comment on these first two attacks. Actually, let's go ahead and look at base 13, Golly, and let's not press play yet. Let's just check out the base and tell us what you're thinking, what you knew, what's going into this attack that you're going to do.
Yeah, so this was a cleanup attack. I knew that it was a Houndloon CC. I knew where the Teslas were, which they're up by the town hall. So pretty much the plan was to Sui my heroes first. The CC range doesn't go outside of the base in a lot of areas, so I was looking for high Sui value.
Gotcha.
And then just kind of looking at the sweepers and figuring out a way to fly in to have those either get to them quickly or just kind of go in the blind side of them. So what I settled on is that I'd use a baby dragon over at 3 o'clock there. The critical building is that army camp. If I get that army camp down, then I knew I could put my king on the gold mine above it there. And then he's just going to work his way towards the town hall. And then the plan was that the queen would step up and pick up both those 2 air defenses. And that was really all I was looking for the Sui, was getting the 2 cannons and the 2 air defenses. And then if I happened to pick up the archer tower, that'd be cool. But what I really wanted was the 2 air defenses. And then the Lalo is going to come from 11 side, 10, 11 o'clock. And I was going to go counterclockwise around the base, flying a blimp in over the 2 wizard towers there at 7. And rage him up, and so that'd be my 3rd hound. So it would tank for loons there, and then it would just finish up at 4 o'clock.
Nice. All right, man.
So that was the plan.
All right,
we'll see what happened.
And we're gonna go ahead and count to 3, so we're synchronized. We'll press play at the same time. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, so shortly you'll see this baby dragon come down. Yep, so there's the baby dragon. So he's just going to work his way in. And I was really wanting him to not go for that gold mine, which luckily he didn't. So right now I know he's going to get that army camp. And so I just need to wait for him to target that, and I can start the king there.
Nice.
And then you just delay the queen a little bit to make sure that the king is for sure going to be out in front and take that 2nd cannon.
Nice.
So right here, what I could have done better is put something on that barrack that the queen goes up to right there. Because that's the reason she skips that air defense. She gets too high. So what ends up happening is she only gets this 1 air defense here. But then she does go up, and with ability, she picks up these other 2 Teslas. So now I've got to figure out how I'm going to adjust the plan. Because I was planning on having hounds being able, so I shift my Lalo a little, so it's coming more from, it was going to come from 1 over those Teslas and to 10, and now I just shifted it to the left a little bit more.
Nice.
And then I saved some loons because there's nothing going to that 3rd air defense, so I knew I could just haste some loons at the back end. So here comes the blimp. This part worked pretty good. Dropped that rage spell, which I was late on, but I was kind of razzled by missing the air defense. Skelly killed the queen there on that 1st rage.
Nice.
And then here comes those hasted loons to that 3rd air defense to clean that up. And then I got a heal for this last section. And another haste if needed, but it all flew through really well, and I was able to kill the queen, so a lot of balloons stayed up. And had a lot here on the left. left over for cleanup. So it worked out pretty well.
You know what's funny, man? I watched this replay several times preparing for this video, and I figured you probably wanted to get that air defense, but I missed the fact that you hasted in loons at the end to get it. That was such an awesome adjustment. I mean, you had a huge pack of loons. They probably would have got it anyways, but that was really good thinking on your feet there, man. And it really ended up, for not going to plan, that was a really clean Lalo, man. Really well executed.
Thanks. It did.
That heal
work out pretty well.
That heal coming into that final section with the 2 wizard towers was just the icing on the cake, man. They were untouchable after that. Thanks, Golly. Let's go ahead and take a look at your second hit on number 19.
All right.
And all right,
I'm paused.
We got it up on the screen, buddy. What did you know on this one? What were you thinking?
Okay, so this was also a cleanup. Okay. It was also a hound loon. Previously in the day, I had actually looked at this to hit it fresh. And so the plan was I was looking at where the queen is, looking where the splash damage is covering her with those bomb towers, looking where the barbarian king is, because he can really mess up skelly kills.
Yep.
And so what I was thinking is I could use a blimp, drop the loons in the rage right there in that cluster of the 3 archer towers and the expo and the queen.
Yeah.
And I knew that if I put it on kind of that side, the BK would not aggro to it, and then she would also be outside of bomb tower range. So then what I figured is that I could drop the loons with the rage, throw the skellies on it, kill the queen, lure the CC, and then take out all those defenses to set up good Lalo pathing. And then I do the same kind of Sui hero walk at 3 o'clock going towards 6 to try to pick up an air defense, and then at the same time poison kill the CC. But before I did that plan, then somebody hit it, and so I knew it was a Lalo CC, so then I didn't have to mess with luring the CC and dealing with all that.
Nice.
And so then what I figured is I can just do the Sui part, which is to pick up the archer tower, the 2 cannons, and the air defense is really all I'm hoping for on the Sui. And then do the flight, and then I can bring in that blimp like in the middle of the Lalo, and then just kind of overwhelm the base. So that's the plan I took.
So you're still taking that blimp into the same area by the queen there. You're just doing it a different part in the raid so that it flows with the rest of Lalo, because you don't need that CC lure. Is that correct?
Yeah, exactly. Because if I do it early, then all those balloons are going to die, for sure.
Definitely, absolutely.
If I do it late, then they might be able to survive.
Absolutely. All right, man, I'm ready to press this replay. On the count of 3, you ready?
Yep.
1, 2, 3.
All right, play in. So you'll see a baby dragon come down here, and his job at 2:30 here is just going to be to get that barracks. That's really all I care about. I was worried about him targeting like the DE drill, just because the drop area was a little tight.
Yep.
But once I got that barrack, I knew I was golden. The king would walk around. Because of how he built his base here, had he put that archer tower 2 tiles closer to that gold mine, that would have made this Sui a lot more difficult.
Ooh, definitely.
Because the queen couldn't reach it. Yep. But as it was, then the queen can reach it, and I knew she was going to be able to walk down this stuff.
Nice.
I knew she would get in the Inferno Tower range, but I'd have ability and to save her, and so I knew for sure I'd be able to get that air defense. And then I was planning on that Wizard Tower still being up.
Yeah.
But then what ends up happening is the queen's able to push even farther, and she even gets this second air defense.
Yes,
so it was massive value.
Huge value.
These haste spells, that was... Oh yeah, and then I'm dropping these loons at 3 just to pick off the Inferno.
Nice.
So these haste spells was planned for... with those air defenses still up, but I didn't want to push all the balloons from 5, so I still dropped them up there, and then you can see them kind of beeline right for the expos. And then here comes the blimp in the queen kill. I dropped the skellies there. So now we just have a mob of balloons that are kind of running haywire all over the base. And then I got that backside heal here that'll come down. Haste and heal at this 9 o'clock area, which is the remainder of the DPS. That's kind of slow pathing. That's where you want to heal. DPS isn't as big a deal if you're flying through it quickly, but when you have a lot of stops, that's where you want to have that heal in place.
Nice. Man, you got a lot of loons left at the end of this raid. Very nice.
Yeah, if you don't have to deal with the CC on these things, then these Sui Lalos are insanely powerful.
Nice. Excellent couple hits, Gully. Nice six-pack this war.
Thanks, man.
All right, bud. I'm going to speed up through the rest of this little bit of cleanup here, and then let's move on to Lime's hit on 18. We got two more hits to show you. We've got, and this is going to be, both these ones are going to use dragons and the blimp to kill the enemy queen. So that Lime's hit on 18. We're just going to jump right into this replay here. So, are you playing it too, Golly?
Yeah.
All right. So right now he's got a blimp coming in with some loons behind it to pick up that archer tower behind. He's going to get a rage down on that blimp. You're going to see a dragon and 3 loons pop out. The dragon gets the queen kill. And ends up getting an expo right there too, which is not... I mean, the queen kill's a big deal. And the expo, you know what I mean? Good, decent little value in there. I believe... Anyways, the most important thing it does, other than the queen kill, is cuts that inner ring of defenses. So where his heroes come in up there, his heroes are going to be able to take out that outer ring of defenses, which really cuts a nice C shape through the rest of this base, allows them for some really good loon pathing.
Yeah, the expo and the bomb tower there, by him getting those two, that really was big deal, because now when you see it, like you said, right where the clan castle trophy is, if there was defenses there, then this pathing for the loons would be really bad. But
yeah,
by those being gone, then it really sets this up nicely.
Definitely.
And then he's coming in on the blind side of the sweeper.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Now he's going to have to fight a sweeper a little bit on the back end there, but he's got 2 freezes for that thing. Do you think he planned on using both freezes right there?
Yeah. The one freeze is nice because it frees the Inferno and the sweeper.
Mm-hmm.
The second one is kind of unnecessary because he ends up finishing this raid off with 2 unpopped hounds. And so that's like an excellent way to time fail raids.
Definitely.
Is to have hounds flying around.
Oh, man. It would have been nice if that single would have popped one of those hounds for him. I mean,
yeah.
That's wild. You know what? I think he
could have... Sorry, go ahead.
I think he still had plenty of time on this raid, though. I might be thinking of a different one, though. I thought this one was only 2.5 minutes, but I might be thinking of a different one.
Yeah, he crushed the base either way.
Yeah, definitely.
It's just one of those things. I think he thought the sweeper was going to give him more problems than he did, so then he was planning on being able to freeze that system twice. In hindsight, he'd probably say that he'd be better off just taking like one freeze and 1 more haste to push through that back half quickly. But he had plenty of cleanup. He got his minions down really early, which is good, so that they worked on it. And
yep, crushes this base super hard. I'm gonna just fast forward through the rest of this replay because it's just cleanup. And then the next one that we're going to take a look at is going to be King's hit on number 14. Now, with Limes, we saw the dragon queen kill. You know, and this also obviously had a hound loon in the CC because when he brought that dragon in there to do that queen kill, nothing came out. They can't target air troops, so they're not even going to come out of the CC for a blimp or dragon or loons. On King's here, he's also going to do a dragon kill, but he's going to do it in the middle of his Lalo instead of before the Lalo. All right. Let's go up here. All right, man. And we'll go ahead and do a coordinated play on this one. Let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
All right.
So he's going to Sui his heroes first thing. Uses a wizard and a minion. Just kind of cut in the funnel, determine where his heroes are going to go so they can get some value. He's definitely going for those 2 air defenses inside that base. And, you know, obviously also the cannon and the mortar on the way to that as well. Oh, I remember this. So he's only bringing his queen in on the right. Uses a couple giants to help tank for. He's got another plan for his king. He's actually going to use his king up on kind of like the top left, like the 11 o'clock area, to, you know, either take out defenses or tank that wizard tower for his loons later on in the raid.
And another good thing to point out there is he let his queen die so that the archers wouldn't pull the CC accidentally.
Definitely. Definitely. Good catch, Golly. So he comes in with this Lalo here, and he's bringing his blimp in at an angle to try to get the queen. Now he is maybe a little off on his angle, or just a little bit late popping that blimp, but luckily that dragon is going to hop over and get that queen kill.
And what clutched that too is one of the balloons in the CC soaked up the Seeking Air Mine.
Nice. Wow. I did not even catch that. That's crazy. Yeah, if that Seeking Air Mine would have hit the dragon, there goes your queen kill plan. I mean, sometimes you still get lucky later on in the raid with raged pups or something, but he would have been in trouble if the dragon had gone down to that Seeking Air Mine. So that is a clutch catch.
And as you're watching this Lalo, so because of those 4 air defenses all being packed together, then he brought 2 heals, which is not a normal thing on Lalos.
Definitely.
But he knew he would be able to get 2, and then with the blimp, he was figuring to pick up the other one, and then the one was really shallow, so he could get all 4. So he knew at the end of the raid he would have this hound up, and so he takes the 2 heals because when you have hounds that are up and no air defenses, then their predictability and pathing is kind of weird sometimes.
Yeah.
And sometimes you get the loons out in front. So that was really nice touch on this attack, was having those 2 heals for the flight.
Agreed. Definitely.
And same deal, gets his minions down right behind his balloons, so clean up by the time the defenses are cleared, like most all the base is cleaned up.
Absolutely. So important to get into the habit of that. As soon as you're dropping that first group, whether you're hogging or doing a Lavaloon attack, as soon as you're dropping that first group, you got to start dropping some cleanup right behind that first group so that they're working on cleaning up that base already. And then as you're dropping spells further along, you're sprinkling a couple more in behind as well. And just really make sure that you don't time fail when you get in the habit of getting that cleanup down early. All right, so there's 4 good examples of Sui Lalos for you guys to think of. You know what I mean? Showed a little bit of different variations, different ideas on queen kills, and you know what I mean? So you just gotta kind of take a look at what the base gives you, and you know what I mean? Come up with a plan from there. Golly, what do you have to add for us?
I think that's about it. I think we covered it. Tell all your, I guess I'll just add in for everybody on your watching your channel to hit the little notification bell and get the notifications, give a like, and then if you have questions, then throw down some comments, and
awesome.
Corey will do his best to answer them, and if he needs help from one of us in the family, then we can help him out too.
Awesome, man. So much support in the WHF family. It's such amazing to be part of your guys' clan. Part of our clan, you know what I mean? Oh my gosh, it's awesome. Really enjoy it. Hey guys, I hope you liked the video, and I'll see you in the next one.